We ready?
Welcome back. I'm here with our CEO, Brad Hudson. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. It's good to be back. We missed a week.
I know, we did miss a week because you had that awesome celebration for the 4th of July.
That's right. That's right. It really turned out well. We were pleased with all the volunteers and the staff and the vendors. Everybody was great, and the residents had a wonderful time. We had, I don't know, 1,500 to maybe 2,000 residents come to the event, and then thousands more who watched from their manors or other places in the village and enjoyed the fireworks. So it was a great day, and I have received, I don't know, hundreds of emails from thankful residents, and one really nasty one. So that goes with the territory.
Well, I had the pleasure of talking to one of the Towers residents yesterday, and of course from the Towers they could see that.
Oh, they had the best view in the village.
Oh, tremendous fireworks display. And then I got a little chance to kind of listen to some of the great music that was playing during the day and see some folks out there enjoying it. As a matter of fact, I know we have some video from that day that we're going to call up in just a second. But I think it's a really great thing to have that wonderful celebration. Hasn't even happened here for a bit with the fireworks, has it?
I don't know if it's ever happened. That might be a first, and we're really putting an emphasis on special events for our residents. And I know Brian has really been working hard to bring quality events. Here you go.
Oh, look at this.
Well, there you
Everybody's
go.
having a great time. I loved watching this video yesterday. The band was awesome. And everybody's just dancing and having fun. That's a lot of people dancing.
No, our residents love music. They love to dance. They love a good party, and we just get a kick out of providing it. And I know all the staff, Lori and Brian and Jennifer, everybody was there supporting the event. A lot of board members supporting the event.
Oh, and there's our fireworks.
Oh, there you go.
Boy, they look great.
That I don't know, is that from a drone or is that from, yes?
Well, we were flying above the fireworks. Our wonderful television crew here was flying above the fireworks to take a look at them. But that's quite a display.
Oh, no, that looks great. You can imagine what that looked like from the towers or even from up on the hill anywhere.
Oh,
or even right below.
Well, you know, and Larry Cunningham has an awesome drone, so he was flying around taking a look at all of these terrific fireworks. And you know, this was not the only display that you could see from our property here at Laguna Woods Village, but it's one of the better ones.
Yeah, I just saw something come up in the background there from another community, but I think you can see several
right there,
displays.
Yeah. This is the place to be for the 4th of July.
We got to have a great location for fireworks here, maybe the best in Orange County.
And you know, these kinds of displays, they just, even for what they are, you have to have all the permissions and all the ability to pull one off, but it just brings the community together. Well,
it's a very patriotic community. Obviously, you know, 4th of July is a patriotic holiday, and where we're, you know,
it's my favorite.
You know, obviously our independence is a big deal, but also you're honoring the veterans and their service to our country, and it really brings a good feeling to everyone to have an event like this. I was very proud to be associated with it myself.
Well, it was lovely with all the activities possible, the face painting for the kids, the jumpies, the great food, the great music, and all those folks dancing. It looked like a blast.
Yeah, no, and the response has been great. We're going to send a survey out to residents and let them get their opinion on what we should do different next year. Should we add something, change something, you know, take something away, and really get some solid input. We've done that quite a bit. I found out in my survey work with residents, they're spot on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you know, if I ask something, I get a good response, it's accurate.
And keeping in line with that, you have other great events planned for later this summer, later in August, and later in July. You've got a couple of tribute bands coming in. I think the first one is Everly Brothers.
Yes, and we have Creedence.
Creedence Clearwater
Revival. We've got all kinds of stuff.
With Doobie Brothers.
Yes.
And that's late August. And after both of those, you're going to have the response cards as well.
Yes. So we get a lot of input from residents. Most of the events we have, they're like 99% positive response, and you get one or two that, you know, they don't like anything, they don't like that either. So you live with it. Criticism that we can use to improve things, we always welcome that, and everybody's opinion is valued here.
Well, it sounds like a lot of great events are being planned, and they've already been executed so beautifully, and that's one of the better things about living here in the village.
Absolutely. You don't need to leave the village for quality entertainment. There's a lot of it right here.
Oh, absolutely. And it keeps within our budget concerns as well. I mean, everything's working out to balance the amount of effort and amount of expenditure with the budget that we have.
Right.
So we have some other budget talks, budget topics to talk about today.
Well, you saw from Ken today all the meetings that are going on.
Yes.
A lot of that is budget related. That'll continue for the next month or so as we refine our expenditure plans, prioritize projects, and really get honed in on a final budget that supports the programs the boards want to do, within budget parameters that residents can tolerate. We try to, as best we can, put downward pressure on assessments, and we've done that the last couple of years. We've been able to be pretty flat on assessments. I hope we can do something like that again this year. That's always our goal, is to be modest in our approach to resident finances, and I know they appreciate that, and I'm committed to do that.
And it sounds like the balance of the projects are really going forward too. There's a bridge that's being repaired.
There's quite a bit going on. Gosh, you talked about the Liso Creek Bridge, which should have been repaired a while ago, but we had some environmental and legal issues there. We've resolved those now, and so that can go forward. There are many maintenance projects within this budget. Probably the most important being the work we're doing on Manners, where we're really focusing on dry rot. We're focusing on electrical panels that need to be upgraded. Oh, yes. We're doing a lot of waistline epoxy programs. Water and waistline leaks are the biggest problem we have here, and they cause the most nuisance for our residents. And so we're putting a huge effort to be proactive and to stop those before they happen. And then also, we've added a weekend plumbing crew as well, so when things happen on the weekend, we've got somebody here who can assess those and make emergency repairs as necessary. We're doing a lot of things on water and waistline problems. It's a huge challenge. The boards have taken a real forward-thinking approach to this. It's very easy to kick the can down the road, lower assessments a little bit, and say, well, let somebody else take care of that 5 years from now. That's been done here too long. That's why our Manners and our clubhouses are in the state they're in, because people haven't stepped up to make the repairs that are necessary. These boards are doing that, and they're doing it responsibly and doing it without putting too much burden on residents. I'm very proud of them for that.
And it's such a large community. There are so many Manners to care for and a lot of concerns to care for. So it's great that the boards are really looking into these possibilities for all these improvements.
Absolutely, and we've got some cool stuff coming too.
Oh.
It's not just waistlines and dry rot, which are obviously want to take care of them, but they don't inspire a lot of excitement. They just have to be done. But we're doing a major redo of the Clubhouse 1 Fitness Center. And we're adding a multi-purpose exercise room over in Clubhouse 5, where we're going to have spin classes and yoga and all kinds of really cool fitness activities for residents there as well. We surveyed residents, it's been 8 or 9 months ago, on what do you like best in the village? What's your favorite thing to do of everything we have? And the #1 response was fitness.
Oh, really?
Fitness centers was their #1 response by a mile. Oh. You could add golf and tennis together and it'd be way behind fitness.
Wow.
And so we've made those investments, and actually when we looked at our utilization recently, sure enough, fitness was more utilized than anything else, actually almost double just about anything else. It is a highly popular activity, and so we're responding to residents as they have told us they want us to. So new programming, updated centers, new equipment, state-of-the-art technology. I think they're really going to enjoy those things. Obviously, we've got projects like pickleball. We've got some dilapidated courts. I wouldn't say they're dangerous, but they're certainly not safe. And so we need to get rid of those and provide some up-to-date facilities. It's a very popular activity. I think over 300 pickleball players now in the village, and rapidly growing.
Oh yes, so popular.
It is the most popular senior sport. Actually, not just seniors anymore.
True, I'm hearing about it everywhere.
At colleges.
The first place I heard about it was here.
Yeah.
And now everywhere, colleges.
It's really spreading, and so we want to be responsive to what's going on in the market, but also provide a safe and comfortable environment for folks to enjoy who are currently playing here. So that's important, not without controversy, but we'll talk about that at I think this morning at 10:30, and then just a number of improvements to existing facilities, whether they be updated air conditioning, new flooring, just a number of things that we're doing that I think residents are really going to enjoy.
Well, I know this week you talked about some new planting and new planters.
Yeah.
So there's areas, that's one of the improvements that you were speaking about.
Yeah, we have, that's at Clubhouse 1 where we have some planters that have been there for a long time.
They've done their job.
Yes, they weren't constructed particularly well, and they tend to fall over occasionally, and they're pretty heavy, and so we're going to replace them with a little more up-to-date construction techniques, and they're going to look great, they're going to be functional, but it is going to take the patio at Clubhouse 1 sort of out of play for a month or two while we make those improvements. So we'll move that programming around. It's a pretty active place, but we'll move it around until we get it done, and so that's important. I know we have big improvements to Clubhouse 7 coming forward. There's just a lot going on. We have improvements coming to Restaurant 19 and the clubhouse there.
What's happening at the restaurant?
So we're doing some flooring and some furniture and other treatments there to kind of upgrade. That's 6 or 7 years old now. In a commercial restaurant like that, those things don't last forever.
Oh, that's true.
We're looking at furniture in a number of the clubhouses. I know I've received a number of complaints about furniture at Clubhouse 6. I mean, a lot of complaints.
Oh, really?
And it's pretty bad, I have to admit. So so we're going to take care of that. And then we've got some really awful pool furniture at Clubhouse 1, and we're going to take care of that. So there's just a number of things that are in the spending plan. And what people don't realize is it's a 30-year plan, and all these things are laid out. And so when it's time, it's time. And so we have the resources there that they've saved over the decades to make improvements to clubhouses, to replace equipment as that reaches the end of its useful life. And so in many cases, particularly with air conditioning units and things like that, another big area of focus for us this year has been the garden villas, which that's a particular building type that it's like a multi-unit scheme, and so we're doing a lot of improvements in those as well. I think we were on a plan to make certain improvements every 30 years, just not enough, and so the third board has stepped up that schedule, and so I anticipate much more improvements there. Lastly, we're adding some really cool equipment that's going to save us a lot of money. We kind of do things the old-fashioned way around here. If you got a big floor that needs to be mopped, you grab a person and put them on a mop. And guess what? It takes all day to mop that. And so now
they start over again.
Yes, by the time they're done, it's time to start. So we're buying modern equipment, some of that we already had but wasn't in use, and we're becoming much more efficient in the way that we not just do custodial, but in a lot of areas, in transit, in custodial, in customer service. We just added a really cool feature to our workforce that's in the field. We've added mobile technology so that we can communicate with them more readily, send them documents, send them photos. They can send us photos in the field to resident services, to their supervisor, to management, so we can make snap decisions for residents in the field. And so that's a big part of what is in next year's budget as well. More technology so we can provide better customer service.
Clear and immediate communication. It's such a large property like this. It's really going to make everything go so much more smoothly. And then it sounds like you have added all these great new opportunities, like having a weekend plumbing crew. That's wonderful.
Well, in the past we relied on security to make those determinations because they're always here. And it's unfair to really have them make an assessment and then you know, oops, we got it wrong and somebody's manor's flooded on Sunday. They said it was okay on Saturday, on Sunday it floods, and now a resident's got a huge problem. No, let's have a plumber make that decision, and if they can, just make the repair right then.
And when you're saving all the hours and time by streamlining the process for other kinds of activities, then you're making available this time to have a plumber on the weekends.
Right, right. Well, it always pays to do preventative maintenance.
Yes,
You'll never lose, you know that. You never lose with preventative maintenance. You epoxy these lines, you do you know, infrastructure replacement and upgrade. You're just going to save money down the road from the resident whose manor doesn't get flooded, that isn't in a hotel, that you're not, you know, reimbursing them for all the damage that you've done to their contents and other materials. You're repainting the inside. It just makes sense to do the work proactively, so we don't inconvenience our residents and we can save some money.
And I did hear this week that you're also improving landscaping, mitigation banks, hardscape, improving all the areas around our gates, and doing it at the right time.
Well, that's probably, and I've talked about it before here, so I didn't mention it, but I will mention it because it's so important. It's probably the biggest thing that we're doing in this year's budget is the gates.
Yes.
And all the technology that goes with that. Number one, to secure our community. That's the biggest thing. There are a lot of people that get in here that don't belong here, and we've got to stop them.
We do hear from time to time.
And so the gates provide a huge amount of evidence for us to review and data as to who's coming in and where they're going, and then also it does provide that stopping of the vehicle so we can check them out before they get in, which is the key. So we're very excited about that. It hasn't been finalized, but I think we're going to do gates 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that's really takes care of a lot of United. And then we're going to do 7, 8, 9, and 14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's what we're looking. We've got a couple of gates that are kind of complicated. 10 and 11 could be a combo gate. We may merge a gate there, but we haven't fully studied that yet. And so we don't want to proceed with either one of those until we know whether or not that makes sense. So again, it's in study right now and design, so we're just trying to figure it out. And then gate 12, which is the gate that leads into Clubhouse 2 and lawn bowling and village greens. And that's kind of a complicated, difficult gate. It's a relocation. All the roadway and the geometrics of that entry have to be changed. It's kind of complicated. And so we're just going to design that next year and look at building that the following year. So those two gates, either 10 and 11, so maybe that's a one gate, maybe it's two, and then 12 are ones that'll happen likely in 19. The rest of them in 18.
In 2018, we're going to have all these gate updates.
Right. So it's very exciting. It's going to make our community much more secure. And while it doesn't happen a lot, it did happen last weekend where we had a gentleman come in who wasn't supposed to be here, and he decided to look in a few carports and patios and grab a few items. He was creative enough to grab I guess it was a wagon out of one carport, and then load the belongings of others onto it as he was heading out the community. And a vigilant resident who we recognized the other day called it in, and security came and detained the person, and then Orange County Sheriff picked him up. But he shouldn't have gotten the community in the first place. That's the essence of it. And so the gates will help us. It won't be 100%, but it'll be much better than it is now.
That and the software that allows you to call a guest in.
Right.
So that will be just more eyes on the community. And
you're just giving me an opportunity to pitch Dwelling Live. I love that because it is the most efficient and cost-effective way to get your guests in. You don't have to be on hold. You don't have to wait. You can just do it yourself at your convenience. You can do it last minute. Oh, I forgot so-and-so's coming over. You can sign them right in. And as I said before, the big bonus for us is I don't have to pay somebody to answer the phone call.
Right.
And I don't have to assess you for that. So saving residents money, it's more convenient.
Yes.
There's no waiting. And as a big bonus here, when your guests arrive, it'll automatically send you a text or email letting you know they've come through the gate.
So it really is. It's wonderful. On a busy holiday weekend, on a busy holiday time, when we're expecting a lot of guests to come into the community, both of these actions, the Newgate Arms, the gate security, and this Dwelling Live software is really going to keep eyes on the community.
It is, and you know, it's getting a lot of play, and so it's slowed down a little bit. So Chuck is doing some improvements there to make it faster. Download speed's a little slow. So
That's
we're gonna,
normal.
Yeah, but we're gonna put a little oomph behind it. So I don't even want you to wait for it to load.
Okay.
You know, it just should pop up.
Well, you're giving us all this new bandwidth as well.
Right.
So we're going to have lots more powerful internet access anyway.
Yes.
But it's kind of normal. You get the new system. You always have to tweak it a little bit.
Right, right.
And do what you got to do to make it work. It sounds like Chuck is hard at work doing that.
Chuck is very hard at work.
Well, it's been very good to have you here, sir.
Well, thank you.
Are there any things you want to leave us with? Any other items to think about before?
Well, you know, one of the biggest problems we're facing right now is people putting things out by the trash cans and dumpsters.
Yes.
that don't belong out there. So the best way to get your big bulky items picked up is to call Waste Management or call Resident Services. They'll hook you up with it, and they'll come right to your manor and they'll pick it up from inside your manor and haul it off.
Oh.
And so rather than dragging it out and then having your neighbors call me because something is sitting next to their carport and it's driving them crazy, like a mattress or a TV or you name it, just call us or call Waste Management and have them come pick it up out of your manor.
That's terrific.
It's much easier, and then I don't have to send somebody around to do Waste Management's work for them.
That's great.
Okay?
That is news you can use at home. A good tip going forward.
All
well,
right.
Thank you for being here.
Well,
we
thank
look
you.
forward to our CEO report every Thursday morning, and we will see you again
I'll be here
next
next week. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Terrific. Thank you, sir. And we will be right back as well. We are going to be hearing from Mark. We're going to be hearing from Dan Daly. He'll be here from Alzheimer's Orange County. So clearly I need to remember that as well. I need to talk to Dan. But thank you. Be right back.